Yeah, they only see the shine now. They ain't see the cuts. Tell drop for the stars. They ain't see the cuts. I bled before the blessing, had to learn my lesson. Tears in my confessions, pain turned to progression. They love you when you up, never when you stressing. I bled before the blessing, now I count my blessings. I bled before the blessing, nights without direction. Heart full of questions, soul full of tension. Now the light hitting different, look at my reflection. I bled before the blessing, now I count my blessings, yeah. Back when the fridge had echoes, not a mill inside. Mama working double shifts, still couldn't hide the pride. I was young with a dream, but the fear was loud. Felt invisible, walking through a heavy crowd. They told me wait your turn, but my patience thin. When you come from the bottom, that's a dangerous win. Seen friends lose hope, chase quick escape, while I wrote pain down just to ventilate. Every scar got a story that I never told. Every loss turned my spirit into something bold. I was crying in the dark, trying to keep my faith. While the world moving fast, I was stuck in place. Now they asking how I did it like it came overnight, but they never saw the battles that I had to fight. Every sleepless night, every doubt I faced, I was bleeding for a dream they could never trace. Had to learn my lesson, tears in my confessions, pain turned to progression. They love you when you up, never when you stressing. I bled before the blessing, now I count my blessings. I bled before the blessing, nights without direction. Heart full of questions, soul full of tension. Now the light hitting different, look at my reflection. I bled before the blessing, now I count my blessings, yeah. I remember cold nights with a heavy chest, questioning if I'm really built for this test. Had to cut some ties just to free my soul. When you chasing purpose, gotta lose control. People switching sides when the pressure rise. Smiles look real, but it's all disguise. Had to move alone, had to trust my path. Turn my deepest pain into fuel for craft. Every no hit hard, but it shaped my will. Every setback came with a hidden skill. Now the same ones watching, trying to understand how I turn broken dreams into solid plans. I ain't bitter though, I just see it clear. Pain gave me vision, now I persevere. What you call a loss, I call preparation. I was bleeding heavy before elevation.
Ooh, they don't know the nights I cried. They don't see the war inside. Now I'm shining, but it cost my pride.
Yeah. Now I walk different, got a calm in my stride. Still the same soul, just stronger inside. I don't flex pain, I reflect and grow. Every wound taught me what I didn't know. Had to face myself, that's the hardest fight. Looking in the mirror, late at night. All last doubts, all the fears I hid, turn into the man that I am, I did. Success feels sweeter when you earn that bread, when you really came from where they said you dread. Now I feed the fan, put my people on. All them dark days finally let me strong. So if you in a storm, don't you lose your sight. Every wrong step could be leading right. Just remember when the pressure feel like a weapon, you might be bleeding right before your blessing. Had to learn my lesson, tears in my confessions, pain turned to progression. They love you when you up, never when you stressing. I bled before the blessing, now I count my blessings.
I bled for the blessing.